We're here in Monte Carlo for the Rendezvous de Septembre. For AMBest TV, I'm Richard Banks. And I'm joined now by Waleed Jabsheh, President and CEO of IGI. Waleed, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
So you've described market conditions as mixed. Tell us a bit about where you see the opportunities and how you're geared up for the future.
Well, right now, I mean, we say it's mixed, and we've gone through 5 or 6 years of a great market for us. We've been seeing a lot of pressure on the long tail lines, mixed within the short tail lines, and where we see the opportunities there, particularly, are in areas such as construction, contingency, some of the marine lines, and property has always been a strong area, and I think will continue to be. We're here in Monte Carlo. The most exciting part of what we're doing as a company is right now is definitely on the reinsurance space, which is the strongest out of them all. We doubled our book in reinsurance, our treaty book last year. I mean, historically, we're more of a direct player. Treaty hasn't been a significant part of what we do. We doubled in size. It now makes up about 10% of the overall portfolio, and we continue to grow it this year. And I think the opportunities in reinsurance by far are going to be the strongest and the largest, at least for a company like us.
So last year we talked about your appetite for longer tail business, and I know that you've been scaling back your GWP in the longer tail lines. What would have to change to make those lines more attractive?
It's not about scaling back necessarily. We are taking a more cautious approach to long tail lines. Remember that between 2018, 19 up until 22, it's those long tail lines that were the most attractive, the strongest. And really it's down to pulling the right levers at the right time. So, we grew the book significantly over those years, compounded rate increases in some of the lines, up to 300, 350% over that period. And now you're starting to see pressure. So with pressure doesn't mean, adequacy by and large remains across almost all lines within the long tail, our long tail segment. But there is pressure. You're not getting advantage of rate increases anymore. It's the opposite. Rates are reducing, and that makes it more challenging to grow. And that's where you've really got to be a bit more focused in what you do, just to make sure you don't follow the market all the way, and in every way that they're, pushing it down. Just stick to what you're comfortable with. Once that market, stabilizes, maybe it comes back stronger, depending on the activity and the results, we'll pull that lever again.
So typically when we're here in Monte Carlo, we hear a lot about the preoccupations of the North American market. And then we've talked in the past about the different opportunities and challenges in different parts of the world. Tell us a bit about some of what you're seeing there.
Thankfully for us, we don't operate in the U.S. casualty space. That's an area for us that we've got no appetite for. We've always said that. It's an area that it's a market that is different than any other market, casualty market or long tail market anywhere else in the world. For us, we focus more on the claims made shorter tail. We call it long tail, but our portfolio is more like medium tail. 5 to 7, 8 years, and you pretty much know where you are, and that's it, done and dusted. Nothing that is on the losses occurring side that can come and haunt you in 15, 20, 25 years. The only pure liability, liability business, third-party liability business that we write is in the Middle East. Yeah. And we'll write as much of it as we can, because it's a completely different environment, different litigious place, marketplace, and the performance there has been extraordinary.
So in the last year, we've seen you establish a presence in the Lloyd's building. When might we see you enter the Lloyd's market for real?
The answer is we don't know. We're happy with what we've got now. I mean, it's great that Lloyd's is a great institution, fantastic institution, one with lots of history, and who seem to have turned, a corner from some challenging years, and the outlook looks extremely promising and positive. For now, we've taken a company box at Lloyd's, where we're benefiting from that passing trade, being in the market, the intel that our underwriters get just conversing with their fellow brokers and underwriters, day in, day out, that you don't get sitting in an office. What does the future hold? I mean, for the time being, we're happy with what we have. We have no firm intention of expanding our presence in Lloyd's, but never say never. I mean, it's always an option, and you have to keep all options on the table.
Really, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
For AMBest TV, I'm Richard Banks.